Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be making an 8" by 8" Art Deco inspired corner panel. I have already made my pattern, so now I need to pick out some glass, the best part by far. So let's take a look. Okay, so I have all my glass picked out. For this corner panel, I wanted to stick with the yellows and amber colors. So this is what I found. And I really like the idea of mixing different textures. So I have just a plain smooth glass, and then this is a bubble glass. And then this one's pretty cool. It's just has a, kind of looks like tree bark almost. I mean, this will be good for some of the vertical pieces. And then I love the texture of this one. It's really cool. Okay, so next I need to get my pattern. I think we'll start with this one. I flip it over because the front is heavily textured, so I want to put my pattern on the back side. So I think we'll use this glass for this piece and this piece, so 3, 4, and 7. Flip all your pattern pieces upside down. I want to make sure all the pieces are going the same direction so you get that vertical pattern. Oh, I did not want to use this marker. I like to use the Sharpie paint markers because they stay on the glass longer. They don't come off easily when you are grinding. I like to get my pattern pieces as close together as possible so I'm not wasting too much glass. Okay, so the pattern is set and we can begin to cut out. I wanted to start with this one because I'm scared to cut this one out. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna break it. So I mean, I'm gonna give it a shot, but luckily I do have a bandsaw, so if I do break it, I can just cut it out the cheap method. So let's go. think I'm gonna go ahead and cut it this way first. And this is just a flat piece of glass, there's no texture, so this, if I'm gonna do a curve like that on here, this is gonna be the easiest glass to cut. Okay, so I'm going to try to use my gauzers, I can never say that word, to pull this out. Okay, so that worked. Now I'm going to cut it this way. I'm not gonna cut so close there, I'll just grind that off. Alright, that wasn't so bad at all. Okay, so I'll just quickly go ahead and cut the rest of the glass and see you when I'm back. Alright, so now that all of my pieces have been ground down and they fit very nicely, I first need to decide what kind of patina I want on my piece when it's done. Do I want the shiny silver? Do I want copper? Do I want black? And I think with this piece, black is going to look best. So you need to think about what you want the end product to look like beforehand, because that'll determine which copper foil you use. because there's black backed foil, copper backed foil, and silver backed foil. And since I want black patina, I want to use the black backed foil, so when I look through these transparent pieces, I see black. I don't see a bright contrasting silver. So with that, it is time to foil. I always have multiple widths of foil because sometimes you might want thinner solder lines, sometimes you might want thicker solder lines, or you need different thicknesses of foil because you have different thicknesses of glass. So, for example, this yellow piece in my left hand is, I think that's probably like 3 millimeters. So I'm going to need to use probably the 1/4 inch foil. And this piece in my right hand is 2 millimeters thick. So I will probably use the 7/32 foil. That way I will still get even looking solder lines. And because I am going to be putting some zinc cane on this corner, I'm not going to bother putting foil on the 2 edges. You want to make sure that you burnish the edges to make sure the adhesive really sticks. And then you fold over your edges. You can fold over your edges with your fingers, or I just find it easier to use this little tool that I have. And as far as burnishing tools, they make special tools just for burnishing the copper. Or you can use a fid, you can use a marker, you can use anything that you want really, just as long as it gets done. Okay, so this is pretty much a monotonous step, so I'll just speed it up. Alright, so my piece is ready to go and be soldered. I already cut a piece of zinc framing because when I'm done soldering I will go ahead and attach that. So you want to have a sal ammoniac bar, or you can have, they have a tip tinning liquid, I want to say. It's more like a gel that you stick your tip in, but I like the bar. You need your soldering iron. My favorite is the Deco FX601. I've used a Weller also, but when that one died, I went with the Deco because I like the temperature adjust that's right on the handle. And then of course you need your solder. You need some flux. You can use liquid flux, you can use gel flux, use anything. You want some heat resistant gloves. And then of course a way to vent the smoke that you're going to be producing. Preferably you'd like a window and a fume extractor. I have a window right in front of me, but it's the middle of winter and it's like 0 degrees outside. So the extractor is just gonna have to do. And you can also wear a mask. Alright, I have finished soldering my piece. I've washed it. Now I'm going to apply a black patina, but before I do that, I want to sand the solder lines. You can use steel wool. That's what I used to use, but I hate how messy it is. So you can buy brass wool. You can find copper wool, or you can get these little brass buddies, they call them, that I use the brass buddies to clean my soldering iron off. But with copper and brass wool, you don't have to worry about it shedding and rusting. So that's what I like to use. So just go over the solder lines, make sure they're nice and cleaned off and shiny. And don't get me wrong, brass wool does shed a little bit, but it doesn't break off as much as steel wool.